G'day gamers, like the title says, why do people hate Microsoft? Why is it trendy to hate Microsoft? And look, this little video here is to me to look, give you a bit of background. It's attrition, as you can see, colony. I don't die, I don't kill a lot of pilots, I get 6-0, so I thought I might as well put it up there. And I've been thinking about this this subject probably for the last, 2 or 3 months. Well, actually, ever since the Xbox One came out. And the pure hatred of a lot of people have of Microsoft, particularly Xbox One, and the hate and the fanboys and everybody having a real go at it, and why they shouldn't, and why I think, and I'll be absolutely honest with you here, why I absolutely think that Microsoft is way better than Sony in its public relations and the way it handles things and how it learns from its mistakes. Now, in saying that, I will say the Sony PlayStation CEO for Australia, I've seen him talk in public and stuff like that. He is fantastic. He's really good. And let me just go into a bit of a detail about that, okay? And he focused on the right thing. That's why I think Sony got to do well in Australia, because of that one leader. But let me just digest and go in here for things. Okay, the Xbox One, they had a lot of problems when they said you have to be connected to the internet all the time. Okay, that was the main one. So they changed it at the last minute. At E3 last year, they copped it a flack. But in the meantime, they had one guy called Major Nelson, and Major Nelson got out there. He faced the criticism. He got a lot of hate. He did a video with Boogie29988, and Sony got in there as well, because that guy's independent and he has a lot of influence. And like I said, I put that video up the other day. What he had to say about Microsoft towards the end of the clip was very good and very true and unbiased. I can guarantee you that. He's a great YouTuber. Check him out, Boogie. Anyway, going back to why I think Microsoft, and I've got a lot of faith in them, and why people hate them, is because they are successful. They're good at what they do. And regardless of what you say, they are, they learn from their mistakes. Okay, I'll give you an example. A couple of things they've done recently or before that. The Xbox One, right? It was Amazon got it, and they sent it out early to a family in America. And a family in America, Arizona, they put the thing up on YouTube, and they couldn't connect straight away. And Xbox took the video down. Okay, didn't give him a bit of a hard time. What Major Nelson did was said, look, we can't do that because of copyright laws and all sorts of things, and the system won't work properly. But then Major Nelson personally went and saw the family, or sent him a message saying you can come to a midnight launch party, and paid for him to go there and stuff like that. So they didn't just totally wipe him out. They just said, yeah, Amazon made a mistake. Microsoft didn't blame anybody. They didn't blame Amazon. They just learned from that and moved on, and they did a good customer service thing. The other thing they've done, and it's done recently, is a 5-year-old kid worked out how to crack the Xbox security code. Now, this hit YouTube. Everybody put it up. Oh, damn, Microsoft. Oh, let's kick them while they're down. And you know what? Microsoft once again said thank you. It was a major problem. It was a bit embarrassing, but thank you to 5-year-old. They thanked him, and they said thank you for coming out, and they fixed the problem straight away. So they were embarrassed by it, but they've learned from their mistakes. Now, they've gone out there, and they've not jumped on the herding bandwagon. They have kept you totally informed of what updates are coming on the Xbox One. They've listened to all the criticisms. Now, I do believe they made a mistake with the controller and the headsets, but they brought out an adapter, and they've done all this stuff, gamers. Now, let's swap it to the Sony PS4. Let's look at the E3 last year and how they waited to that last minute, and Sony PlayStation 4 totally had to go at the Xbox One. And the CEO said you don't have to borrow games, you don't have to connect to the internet all the time and stuff like that. Well, I can tell you now, gamers. I can tell you now, I've got the PS4, but they're failing in some certain areas. Okay, they don't have YouTube apps. Xbox has that. Okay, straight away you don't think that's a big thing. For gamers, it is. The most people watch on YouTube are gamers. So that's a huge thing. Now, why is that, Sony? They've got a, you have to use a HDMI splitter if you want to record. And that in itself, look at this newbie shot. It's played rough and challenging stuff. Right? They haven't got that many exclusives yet. The only big exclusive I'm looking forward to on the PS4, believe it or not, will be Destiny. Bungie, by the way, which is a company that Microsoft set it up, by the way. So don't forget that, gamers. And Microsoft is for gamers. They've got a new guy running Xbox. And, Phil Spencer, and he interviewed Major Nelson. Keep you in contact. Now, I'm new to the Sony franchise, but correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen anybody like Major Nelson for PlayStation up there on YouTube, keeping you informed and telling it like it is and facing the criticism. I haven't. I'm yet to see it. Metal Gear Solid went to the Xbox One. The only exclusive, or it's not even really exclusive, they're getting is Infamous Second Son, which is fantastic, and Destiny's going to get slightly more things here and there. Now, okay, they got better hardware, better graphics and that stuff, but that's it. That's all you're going to get from that system. Is it going to increase? I don't know. But the Xbox One is. They got a better party chat. They're improving that. They're listening to their consumers, and that's what I'm saying, gamers. They listen to consumers to the extent that they heard that one of the games that made the 360 sell so well was Gears of War, and I'm a huge Gears of War person, if you know that, and of course my older subscribers are. And the one thing Microsoft did with Epic is they made contact with them and Cliffy B, and they had the Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, and of course, let's forget Judgment. It was, even though I like playing it here and there because it's a bit of a laugh, but that was a pretty tragic game. It hurts. But going back to that, Microsoft approached Epic and they bought the rights to Gears of War 3. Why? Because they've realised for their console to do well, a lot of their people are still playing Gears of War 3. A lot of it, around the world, it's not the most popular game because it's hard, but a lot of people are playing Gears of War 3 across the world. And you know what they've done? They've bought the rights to Gears of War 3, gave it to another company, and they're going to do it again. And they've listened to their fans. They've listened to their fans. Now with Sony, I don't hear that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, I'm sick of people being too trendy to hate Microsoft or to do that. Like, you know, both systems have their flaws, both systems have their bonuses. But I have to be honest with you, gamers, the PlayStation did not have the party system like the Xbox 360 did. No, the PS4 is not as easy to join as the Xbox 360. That was Microsoft, guys. So I'm sick and tired of people jumping on and hating the bandwagon of Microsoft. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, this game's crap because it's only on the, the Xbox One. Well, due to EA, that's the deal they made, and EA's going to make it only to the PS4. The second one, that's what the rumours going around. So, but that's our thing about Microsoft. They are, in my view, they listen to the gamers and they're making the damn good games. They listen to their gamers and they're making the deals. They're making the COD championships, got the YouTube, and they learn from their mistakes and they deal with customer complaints really well. Like just a couple of instances like myself, got free rebring to death in less than 4 days in Australia. I spoke to somebody in Washington, right? Washington, not the Philippines, but Washington. Next thing you know, I got a brand new Xbox 360. 4 days later, brand new. There you go, done. We admitted our mistake. We're sorry for that. And that was like 3 or 4 years after the damn system came out. And then, mates of mine, I had 2 different Xbox Live accounts because I've only been on, internet or Xbox Live in the last 2 or 3 years, gamers. And I set it up differently on my phone. It was a long story. That's another thing altogether. But I rang a dude and he went out of his way and he sorted out that problem for me. They gave me a bonus here and there. So, and they're just good to their fans to give you free movies and stuff like that. I don't see Sony doing that. Xbox Live is about entertainment and games, and they do a good job. And I'm sick and tired of people hating it, and I do believe the only reason they hate Microsoft is because it's very, very popular and it does extremely, extremely well. Microsoft are very successful, and they're here for a long time. Everybody's saying that, the Xbox One is dead and finished. Wake up to yourselves. Wake up to yourselves. The only reason the PlayStation got back in the game was because of the opponent of the Xbox One, and the only reason Microsoft is going to do well is because of Sony. It's called competition, folks. It makes you better. So frag and tag, keep it positive. Tell me what you think. Be good to those that own you. And as you can see, they got 6-0. Thank you very much, gamers, and I'll catch you later.